Y ármense, únanse.
The cartel scouts keep getting away.
Been so many articles written, many TV shows, many people glorifying narco violence, narco ballads. My goal was to show the reality of what was happening on the ground, the reality of everyday people and the suffering of everyday people affected by cartel violence, and then the reaction of these groups that are rising up to fight back. I wanted to put my cameras right in the middle of the action, not from the outside, not through talking heads, not through experts, but right there, viscerally, and witness firsthand what was happening.
Hay una ley que se llama ojo por ojo y diente por diente.
I'm not a war reporter. I've never been in situations like this before. So it's very difficult. I never would have imagined that I'd find myself in shootouts between the cartel and the vigilantes, in meth labs, in places of torture. Never could have dreamed I'd find myself there. And it was very difficult to be in those situations, to film in those situations. Even just the mundane, everyday life of driving a car with a doctor, that was almost as dangerous as those other moments because, he had a bullseye on his back. But for me, the scariest moment was not those moments, but was the moment that I spent with a young woman in the film, a young woman whose husband was kidnapped with her, and who described the horrors of what she saw, the horrors of seeing her husband chopped up to pieces in front of her and burned to death. And to look at this woman and see her, but her whole soul had been sucked out of her, and she had these deeply hollow eyes. And to think about how we're the same species of human beings that would do this to other people, that stuck with me mentally, much more so than any of the shootouts or other moments like that.
Ustedes lo están viendo es porque yo ya dejé de existir.
So, I'm a huge fan of Catherine Bigelow. Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 are some of my favorite films. After the film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, she saw it, and we were put in touch, and through a number of conversations and meetings with her, we brought her on board as an executive producer to help promote the film and raise the profile of the film. And she, I think she was very moved by the story, and I think she wants to help make sure that there's an important dialogue around the film. And she really believes in that, believes in the film. And I'm grateful for that. I'm humbled by that.
Thank you.
Thank you.